Today we are going to discuss about sugar substitutes. Why do we eat sugar? Well, because it tastes good. Most of us prefer sweet foods over bitter ones. Why? Simply because in the course of evolution, the human brain learned that sweet things provide a healthy source of rapid energy. Sweet not only tastes pleasurable, but it also provides a burst of blood sugar that lead our brains to activate the release of dopamine hormone. Sugar causes our brain to release opioid and dopamine, which is similar to the neurological reward response brought on by addictive drugs. And research actually shows how sugar can be highly addicting. Sugar is an inseparable part of the food we consume. But each type of sugar has its own set of problems. For example, glucose is most rapidly metabolized by the body and can send your blood sugar levels skyrocketing. It has a glycemic index score of 100, that is the highest possible. Fructose has no impact on insulin production or blood glucose levels. It also has a relatively low glycemic index score, but it must be metabolized by the liver and is associated with elevated levels of triglycerides, metabolic syndrome, and weight gain. Sucrose is crystallized white table sugar from the cane sugar plant, and it consists of 50% glucose and 50% fructose. Thus, there have been some controversial suggestions that excessive sugar may play an important role in certain degenerative diseases. So, sugar substitutes or artificially sweetened products continue to attract consumers. But very important question obviously comes in our mind what these sugar substitutes are. Sugar substitutes are nothing but food additives that duplicates the effect of sugar in taste, usually with no or low calorie. Some sugar substitutes are natural and some are synthetic. Those compounds that are not natural are in general called artificial sugar sweeteners. Here we can see that sugar substitute is a food additive which provides taste similar to sugar and contains significantly less or no food energy. It is metabolized without the influence of insulin, so is termed as zero calorie or low calorie sweetener. Artificial sweeteners may be derived either from plant extracts or it may be chemically synthesized in laboratory. What is the ideal requirement of different sugar substitutes? They should provide sweetness with no unpleasant aftertaste. They must have little or no calories. They should not be carcinogenic or mutagenic. Most important thing, they should be economical to produce so that consumer can easily purchase them. They should not be degraded by heat when cooked for preparation of various food products by utilizing these sugar substitutes. When sweeteners are provided to add to beverages, they are provided in small colored paper packets. In North America, colors are associated with different types of sugar substitutes like it is blue for aspartame, pink for saccharin or cyclamate, yellow for sucralose, orange for monk fruit extract, and green for stevia. These sugar sweeteners are also a fundamental ingredient in diet drinks to sweeten them without adding any calorie. Now, these sugar sweeteners can be broadly classified under two groups, that is bulk sweeteners, which will add body and texture to the food product, also just like sucrose, and intense sweeteners, which is exclusively responsible for sweetness of the product. Bulk sweeteners is also known as nutritive sweeteners as they confer body and texture to the foods. They are completely metabolized by the body in presence of insulin and provide an important part to our energy. That's why they are referred to as nutritive or calorie sweeteners. It includes sugars like dextrose, fructose, glucose, maltose, refined sugars, sucrose, etc., and also sugar replacement known as polyols or sugar alcohols, including mannitol, sorbitol, xylitol, etc. Next, and second group is intense sweeteners. This is also known as non-nutritive sweeteners because they rarely add calorie. They are lacking calorie. They are generally not metabolized by the body and excreted unchanged from the body. They are also used at very low levels in the food. That's why they are referred to as non-nutritive or non-calorie sweeteners. They can be natural, which is manufactured from different plant origin like glycyrrhizine, stereosides, etc. And they can also be synthesized artificially in the laboratory or food industries. For example, aspartame, ace-sulfame potassium, saccharin, sucralose, cyclamate, etc., which we will discuss in detail today. Nutritive sweeteners are included in products which are having more than 2% of the calorific value as compared to sucrose per equivalent unit of sweetening capacity. It includes high fructose corn syrup as an important example of this nutritive sweetener group. It also adds body or thickness to the liquid preparation. It acts as humectants also in semi-moist food systems to hold the moisture. Polyols is important nutritive sugar substitute. This is sugar alcohol or polyhydric alcohols which are produced by hydrogenating corresponding reducing sugars and provide bulk and texture of sucrose. But in addition, it is lacking in calories. They do not provide browning when used in raw materials, which is used for preparation of different baked items. Examples of polyols include erythritol, which provides only 0.2 kilocalorie per gram, isomalt, providing only 2 kilocalorie per gram, lactitol, which provides 2 kilocalorie per gram, maltitol provides 3 kilocalorie per gram, mannitol provides 1.6 kilocalorie per gram, and sorbitol, which we will discuss in detail, provides only 2.6 kilocalorie per gram. So we can see that all of these polyols are providing comparatively lesser amount of calorie as compared to sucrose. Most important thing about these polyols is that they can combine with other alternative sweeteners to be used in production of chewing gums, candies, frozen desserts, and baked goods, along with preparation of different nutraceutical foods, which are prepared for some purposes which is desired by different consumers. One important example of polyol is sorbitol, which occurs naturally in different cherries, plums, pears, apples, etc., and provide about 50% sweetness as compared to sucrose. Sorbitol is hygroscopic in nature and it is also known as alcohol sugars, and it is used as a sweetener specifically for diabetic persons which are interested to take low calorie diet or restricted calorie diets. And also it is used in food canning. This is prepared by high pressure hydrogenation or by electrolytic reduction of glucose. Acid catalyzed elimination of water yields a mixture of 1,4-sorbitan, that is 85%, and 15% of 3,6-sorbitan. Under more drastic condition, that is under action of concentrated acids, 1,4:3,6 dianhydrosorbitol, also known as isosorbit 3, is formed. Advantage of sorbitol is that plaque-forming bacteria rarely use it. That is, only 5 to 10% of bacteria use this sugar substitute, leading to less acid production. That's why there is less chances of tooth decay by consumption of this sugar substitute. Its disadvantage include occurrence of diarrhea when it is consumed at higher doses, that is ranging from 20 to 30 grams, because sorbitol acts as a laxative because of osmotic transfer of water into the bowel, leading to diarrhea. Now comes second broader group of sugar substitutes, that is non-nutritive sweeteners, which includes both naturally occurring as well as synthetically prepared compounds having elevated sweetness or sweetening power as compared to sucrose. That's why they are incorporated at very low levels in various foods. These non-nutritive sweeteners are used to manufacture a wide range of low-calorie foods for people who are interested to take reduced calorie intake. Although use of non-nutritive sweeteners is growing, only a few are currently available for the food application. Food and Drug Administration have approved 5 artificial sweeteners only, including saccharin, sucralose, aspartame, ace-sulfame potassium, and neotame. Now let us discuss about saccharin. This is one of the oldest artificial sweeteners and primary non-nutritive sweetener. This is almost 3 times sweeter as compared to sucrose in concentrations up to the equivalent of a 10% sucrose solution. Both sodium and calcium salts of orthobenzosulfamide are used in different food products. Sodium saccharin is commonly used because of high solubility and stability characters. One important demerit of saccharin is that if it is consumed in or used in higher concentration, it will lead to light bitter aftertaste. So its level of use depends on the intensity of sweetness desired by that product. Present stipulated ADI value is ADI means admissible daily intake value is 15 milligram per kg of body weight. It is available in market by the brand name of Sweet and Low and Sugar Twin. If it is consumed in higher level, that is ranging from 5 to 25 gram daily, it may lead to anorexia, nausea, and vomiting, and continuous use of this sugar substitute for longer time have been observed to lead to bladder cancer also. Now, second sugar substitute of this group is cyclamates. It is marketed as sodium or calcium salt of cyclohexane sulfamic acid. Its sweetening strength is certainly lesser as compared to saccharin, but it is 30 to 40 times sweeter than sucrose. And important thing is that it doesn't have bitter aftertaste. Its sweet taste is certainly not as pleasant as that of saccharin. It was approved for use in United States in 1950, but later on its use was totally prohibited based on evidences observed that it was found to be carcinogenic. Even it is approved in more than 50 countries to be used as a tabletop sweeteners, sugar-free beverages, baked goods, and other low-calorie foods. Next is sucralose, which is also high-intensity non-caloric sweetener. This is chlorinated sucrose derivative and formed by a process wherein three hydrogen oxygen groups, that is three hydroxyl groups of sugar, is replaced by three chlorine molecules. This is free-flowing, highly soluble in water and ethanol, white crystalline powder. And this is, you can see this is 600 times sweeter as compared to sucrose. So it is used in very lesser amount in different food products for giving sweet taste. Small amount of sucralose is absorbed. Even that absorbed amount is not at all metabolized by the body for energy production. Sucralose have excellent stability under a broad range of processing, pH, and temperature conditions. And it does not carry any health warnings. Acceptable daily intake of sucralose is 5 milligram per kg body weight per day. This is sold under the trade name of Splenda in the market. Its advantage is it does not contain any calorie and it is also non-carcinogenic. And disadvantage of this sugar sweetener includes that it may lead to diarrhea, dizziness, stomach pain if consumed in excess amount. Next is aspartame, which is combination of amino acids, namely aspartic acid and phenylalanine. It is about 180 to 200 times sweeter than sucrose and provides 4 kilocalorie per gram of aspartame. Its acceptable daily intake is 50 mg per kg body weight per day. It is effective in enhancing acid fruit flavors and extending sweet taste as in chewing gums. And it is sold in market by the brand name of NutraSweet and Equal. See, this is present in all of these food products in the market. Please mute. Please mute. Please mute your phone.
तो है मैसेज
मैसेज है हाँ
Please mute your phone.
फोटो दिया खींच लीजिए नहीं
खींच लो
खींच लीजिए
Please mute your phones.
अरे भाई क्या बना रहे
Its toxic effects include nausea, vomiting, headache, dry mouth, and mood change. If it is taken for long duration, it may lead to liver dysfunction and lymphomas. Next is ace-sulfame potassium, which is 200 times sweeter than sucrose, having sweet, clean taste and no calorie value at all. It is also not metabolized and contributes no calorie. It is stable under high temperatures and it is used in beverages which can be pasteurized even without loss of sweetness at high temperature. It is approved by FDA even to be used in non-alcoholic beverages. Major advantage of A-sulfame potassium sugar substitute is its synergy with other sweeteners, including nutritive and non-nutritive types. Its acceptable daily intake is 15 milligram per kg body weight per day. And its brand names are Sunnet and Sweet One, and it is also available in the market. Its advantages include it is calorie-free, no evidence of carcinogenicity, mutagenicity, or cytotoxicity and teratogenicity have been observed against this sugar substitute. This is also have excellent shelf life, and it is used in candies, canned food, and alcoholic beverages. Only disadvantage is if it is consumed in high amount, it will lead to headache. Next is Neotame. This is newest of low-calorie sweeteners. And most important thing is that it is about 8,000 times sweeter as compared to sucrose. Its acceptable daily intake is 2 milligram per kg body weight per day. And Neotame is being used in varieties of food products, including baked foods, chewing gum, frosting, frozen desserts, gelatins, jams, jellies, processed fruits, puddings, toppings, soft drinks, and syrups. And its toxic effect also include headaches, and if it is consumed in high amount for a long duration, it may lead to hepatotoxicity. Now comes characteristics of an ideal sweetener. Organoleptic and functional properties analysis of each single sweetener clearly indicates that none of the currently known sugar substitutes comes close to taste and functional properties of sucrose. And most exhibit differences in taste properties. For example, sweetness lag, lingering aftertaste or bitterness, lack of bulking properties, stability problems during storage, and competitive prices. So in short, you can see characteristics of an ideal sweetener must include that they should taste like sugar but have very low or no calories. They should be as sweet as or sweeter than sucrose, but there should not be associated tooth decay problem. There should be pleasant taste without any aftertaste, and they should also be useful in reduction of weight. They should be colorless, odorless, and important or useful for diabetes management, providing low calorie or restricted calorie diet. They should be highly soluble, non-toxic, soluble in all processing conditions, and easily available. And most important thing is that they must be cost effective, so they can be used by most of the consumers at low cost. In 1969, sale of cyclamate was banned by the Food and Drug Administration in the US. In 2017, sucralose was most common sugar substitute used in the manufacture of foods and beverages, having covering almost 30% of the global market. As of 2018, there is no strong evidence that non-sugar sweeteners are either unsafe or result in improved health outcomes. So by discussing all about different sugar substitutes or artificial sweeteners, we have come to know that different artificial sweeteners may lead to different Side effects like migraines, dizziness, cancer, breathing problems, toxic liver, diarrhea, bloating, nausea, headaches, altered taste buds, hypothyroidism, lung problems, toxic kidneys, eczema, nerve damage, etc., depending upon the amount of the artificial sweeteners consumed and duration, that is how long they are being consumed. So finally, we have come to know that sugar substitutes have become an important part of our everyday life and are increasingly used nowadays in a variety of dietary and medicinal products. However, many of their purported beneficial effects remain invalidated in large-scale clinical studies, and some recent evidence also questions these previously established benefits. So, we must be aware of the latest evidence-based dietary guidelines regarding the potential risks associated with sugar substitutes use and come to a conclusion how healthy are these sugar substitutes. Thank you. Thank you very much.